Ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days, and it's been weeks, and he has... What do you think, Sarah, of this canyon right here?
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone just how wide open it is. It's incredible.
A couple of questions. No. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening? Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say that basically fight for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.
How's everybody doing? Good evening to everybody. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News. God bless everybody that is watching. God bless our country of Mexico, our city of Tijuana, and God bless the United States of America. Let's thank God for giving us two legs, two arms, a mind that we can think, a heart that we can feel, and eyes that we can see. How's everybody doing? Breaking news from Tapachula. We are going to start off with that, and then we are going to basically move on to how Joe Biden has become how do I say it in correct language? Has become practically the worker, the employee of Xi Jinping of China. And it is comparable, the evidence that I'm about to show you. How Xi Jinping and China is the new Chinese imperialism. All the leftists and all the leftist Democrats and the leftist communist political party in the United States of America and the left around the world, they do not admit that there is a Chinese imperialism right now. And I will let you know how this Chinese imperialism is working. I have done this information before, as China wants to profit on the most lucrative industry that is in the world, that is the automobile industry. And it has to do a lot with the Paris deal. And today, Joe Biden put in the whole faces of the United States of America that he is under whatever Xi Jinping says, whatever the globalists say, and whatever the Paris deal says. Before that, let me get right into what is happening right now in Tapachula. As this is video brought to you by our colleague in Guatemala and in Tapachula. This is the COMAR. The COMAR, it is the Commission of Refugees of Tapachula, of Mexico. It is under the wing of ACNUR. This the Commission of Refugees in the United Nations. There's a lot of irregularities in the COMAR. There's a lot of people that they're sick. A lot of people that they are positive at COVID. There's speculation of people that they have gonorrhea, syphilis. Also, there's speculation of people having AIDS. I'm not attacking the migrant population. This is what they are saying in Tapachula, and also ultimately journalists in Tapachula. This is what they're communicating, and this is what they're saying. A lot of people are, sick in the border of Tapachula. So today, they deployed the National Guard to this particular place that is La Comar, and they arrived, and there was conflict because the migrants particularly the majority of from Haiti, they were really upset that the authority arrived and they were telling them how or where to move. So this is clip number 1. It is I have let me see how many clips. For God's sake, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I believe 10, 11 clips I got. So this is clip number 1 of the National Guard arriving. They deployed the National Guard to the Comar, that is the Commission on Refugees, because of all the irregularities and the people not respecting the distance. It is a disaster. People are having arguments all the time, and they're people cutting in line. There's a lot of corruption in the Comar that they're accepting numbers before people that they have been doing the line for several weeks. So this is clip number 1. As the National Guard is arriving right here, you see the National Guard arriving. They form a barricade on the back. And it is right here, it says Conjunto Tapachulita. That is a little part of it's a little municipal city where the Comar is located. This is clip number 2 as the National Guard is outside. And they're giving instructions to please separate from this is because of all the irregularities that existing over there in Tapachula, where activists, pro-migrant activist Luis Villagran, this is the general, the sergeant arriving, the commander-in-chief arriving into this platoon, the one that is directing the platoon, arriving to Tapachula. So this is because of the pro-migrant activist Luis Villagran, who has been extremely open about talking and saying about what is going on with the migrants over there. And he gave up a number the other day that is amazing, the number that he gave out. He said 60,000 migrants, they are in Tapachula waiting for to be authorized to exit Tapachula with a visa of transit so they can go to the north of the United States of America. 60,000 people. For everybody that is joining in, how's everybody doing? Oscar Blue right here. Buy me a coffee is on top of the link. If you guys like to contribute to our independent reporting, buy me a coffee is on top of the link. Thank you so much for your contributions. It is going to our travel fund as we are going to be traveling in the next incoming weeks. If you can give it a like on the Facebook Live, it will break the algorithms. It will help us a lot. And also, if you can give a like on the YouTube, like we're live at YouTube and we're live at Facebook. If you can give a like to that ring bell, and also at YouTube, it will help a lot so we can get more people on the live feed. So this is another clip right here as the sergeant, the commander-in-chief of this platoon. It says National Guard right here in the best. This is another clip right here. As you see how, the migrants are, there's kids, there's migrants, there's no social distance. This is the preoccupation of the people of Tapachula that they have been continuously, demanding the authorities of Tapachula and the authorities of Chiapas for them to please control, for God's sake, please control the distance. If there's a lot of infections and there's, COVID spread, and we got the Delta variant coming in right now, this is the door where, everything that is happening in Texas is through this door. Everything that is happening right now in Texas and the United States of America and the borders with Chihuahua and then the borders in California and also the borders in Arizona, it goes through here. This is the principal door. This is the main door of entrance into our country of Mexico. And from there, they move up to the north and also Yucatan and also the port of Veracruz. But this is the main door. This is where all of this coming in. So, this is another clip right here of the National Guard standing in the part of Tapachula doing a barricade so people will not be irregularly transiting to secure areas where they are doing the line to basically, ask for the political asylum. The Comar is an organization that is under the wing of ACNUR. ACNUR is the Commission of Refugees from the United Nations, which is really corrupt. Just pointing it out there as, my personal opinion, point of personal privilege. Saying that, they are forming a barricade because there's a lot of disorganization over there. There's a lot of people that they are continuously having arguments and all this kind of stuff. Before I go, please put in the live feed hashtag enough is enough, hashtag enough is enough at the border, and hashtag stop the colonization. Those 3 hashtags, we need to start using them so we can spread the word. Enough is enough. I'm not spreading hatred. I'm not spreading division. I'm not spreading, oh my God, hatred against the migrants. No, enough is enough of this abuse towards people. This is modern day slavery. This is modern day abuse of the lucrative business that you're trying to create, the leftists, that is the asylum and refugee. And this is modern day abuse towards human beings. You're putting people to migrate through difficult situations into difficult places, right? Like right here, and you're still under the wing and under the idea that the philanthropist George Soros is the savior of the world, and it is the most ridiculous and incompetent and stupid thing to say. So this is another clip right here, as you see the people doing the line. And they already put like little barricade on the side so people will not jump the line. Right there, they put another one right here where the National Guard is guarding the line so people will not step in the line and they will not cut in the line. That is how disorganized it is, the government of Mexico, in terms to the globalist compact of immigration. For my God, I don't really. If I'm talking of the administration of Biden, that is the worst. Holy cow, the administration of AMLO in Mexico. Holy effing cow. And I'm sorry for the word, but oh my God. It is one of the most horrible organizations and possibly in the existence in terms to national security. It is bad. And as you can see, how bad is it that, if you having this enormous influx and you never had authority over there, what the hell? You're leaving everything to the United Nations and to ignore. Are you leaving the security of the citizens of Mexico in the hands of the globalists? That is what you're doing. This is another clip right here, as I am going to show another one. This is 2 or 3 more right here. It's a National Guard officer walking around and telling everybody to wear a mask. This is what they're doing now. They're telling everybody to wear a mask. Nobody was wearing a mask, possibly, or if they had their mask, they didn't have their mask, put it on correctly. So he's going, this is a federal police officer, and, he's from the protection of health. This federal police officer goes around and he just practically, inspections that people are wearing the mask correctly. This is another clip right here, which you actually can see. This is a better clip, which you actually can see the population on the back, as they were not regulating the line correctly. So they put a barricade right here for the people to not go in incorrectly and not disturb the population of Tapachula. This has caused a lot of conflicts with the population of Tapachula, as they are tired. And the last statements that I just gave out for a migrant and for a citizen of Tapachula, a Mexican citizen, they feel and the Tapachula citizens feel that they are going to be replaced. As you are hearing this word replace and a citizen of Mexico, it is really a concerning factor. Why? Because if you're feeling this way, that you're going to be replaced, it's practically you're saying, my God, I'm being colonized. There's our city is not going to coexist as a identified state, as it is Chiapas as a Mexican state. Is going to be colonized into something different. And this is why the main concern of the Mexican citizens. This is another clip right here of the migrant population. You can see there's a lot of them right there waiting. And as they're putting the live video, a lot of them, it's the sun hitting them on the face, but you can actually see that, a lot of them, they are waiting for this process. And this is what the Biden administration incentivized. And this is why the Biden administration said, do not come, do not come, do not come, that it was 3 times by Kamala Harris. But this now you try to stop it, and it is too late. You committed the worst mistake possibly in national security history. That is to say to the world that they can come in, and then you say, not even 2 months, you say less than 2 months, do not come. You realize the enormous mistake that you already made into, practically invite the whole world. But not only that, you know what you're doing. You know that this is a structure. You know that this is a strategy. And ultimately, you know what you're doing. So you are saying, do not come in, do not come in. And it is a chaotic, strategy to possibly collapse the borders. More than 60,000 you have in this particular area. 60,000 people. You're not talking about, 60,000. They are waiting on this particular area to cross to the United States of America. It's just unbelievable. And you got another clip right here, which it is practically the same situation, which is there's people being guarded right here. Exactly, the line is advancing. You see a lot of unaccompanied minors, and you see a lot of unaccompanied children. This is another one. This is kind of like the same clip. This is another one right here. It's the same clip, and this is another one. I believe that it was resent. Let me see this guy. This guy's trying to order the line. As you see police officers in the back, I don't know who this guy is. Possibly is one of the ACNUR or one of the Comar guys. And if he's one of them, he's trying to organize the line. You got police officers in the back, but how in the hell did this happen? I don't understand. How did this happen? When has it changed, people? I remember back in the old days, and before the leftist leftist agenda came into our lives. I remember back in the old days where the authority was the one that it would took, the decisions of how to do things. This is the line. You stay right here, sir. This is the line, ma'am. Pass over here. This is the line for this. Don't cut off over there, sir. If you cut off again, you're going to be, retrieved, or you're going to be, cut off of the line, and you're not going to be available to go. I remember those times when the authority used to be the one that it used to be in charge. I don't know who this guy is, really, and this the most ridiculous and embarrassing thing is you see the authority right there in the back standing, and just letting this guy organize the line. No, the authority should be the Mexican authority, and the Institute National of Immigration should be the ones that they are organizing, and they're telling the individuals or the migrants or the citizens or whoever how to do things. And you can see this guy telling me like, no, the line this is the line. You see the police officers over here in the back just standing and letting this guy that I don't know who in the hell is he. I don't have nothing against this guy, and he's just saying like, listen to me. This is the line, not the line. Where in the hell is the Mexican authority? When are you going to step in and say like, hey, hold on, get out of here, guy. Like, get out of here, guy. Who are you? I'm here for ACNUR and all this kind of stuff. All right, go inside your office and let me handle the line. We're going to handle it. Let me do an operation right here, and let me just organize right here outside of the operation. Let me organize this stuff because you got a disaster right here. Okay, who has this paper? Who has this paper? Okay, you go here, here. You get a structure, and you do a planification with your team, and then you put it outside. You don't do this kind of stuff, man. This is so embarrassing. This is really embarrassing. This is how you see that it's not a qualified, platoon or not a qualified group of people, that they are there to organize, not to receive orders. They are there to organize, not to receive orders. So for everybody that is watching, how's everybody doing? God bless everybody that is watching. The National Guard got deployed into the part of Tapachula in the Comar. That is the Comar. It is the Commission of Refugees in Tapachula, where they asked for the asylum, and they asked for particularly, the asylum and the number, so they can exit on a visa transit, and they're going to wait for the visa transit to move to the north. This it is a concerning factor. Why? Because there's been speculations of a lot of infections into these kind of places, and not only that, into the community itself. But there's a lot of discussion and a lot of interruption and a lot of irregularities and illegalities that are occurring right there at this particular place, which are cutting in front of the line, which are arguments between migrants, which are fights between migrants in the Comar, that is the Commission of Refugees, and ACNUR, and also servants of the United Nations, all this kind of stuff. So you're seeing this right now being developed right now this morning. And our colleagues send us this actual video. So for everybody to know, it is, all of this has not stopped. And I will say this before I go. It's been, and before I move to the next subject, it's been 6 years of this. I will repeat. Let me drink a little bit of water because I want to repeat this for everybody to get into their heads. The Globalist Compact of Immigration came in 2015 by Barack Obama and Enrique Peña Nieto, the past president of Mexico. 2015. If it wouldn't have been for Donald Trump, your country would have been what it is right now, 3 times more. Because if Hillary would have won, it would have been a disaster by now. But it's been 6 years of this. You got 3 more years of Joe Biden in this agenda. 9 years. If he gets reelected and if he wins, 13 years of this. When he ends his reelection, for God's sake, and I'm asking God, Lord, if you're listening to me, do not reelect that man. Do not put that man on that presidential pedestal again. And no Kamala Harris, for God's sake, I'm asking you. So if he gets reelected, 13 years of this. When he finishes reelection, there's going to be 3 more years of another president that is going to go into the political party of Morena in Mexico. If again the political party of Morena in Mexico wins, they're going to finish 3 more years after Joe Biden gets reelected. Hypothetically, totally hypothetically speaking. So it will be, in a nutshell, 16 years of this. And people are saying, when is it going to stop? It is not going to stop. If the American citizens, the United States people, the country of the United States of America does not stand right now against this, it will never stop. And they need to put an example. And I'm not giving you the responsibility because Mexico has a lot of responsibility, not the Mexican people, the Mexican government. It is blatant fault for signing the globalist compact of immigration. It is their fault because of this catastrophe in our border. And this is a trickle effect that it goes to the United States of America. But remember what Donald Trump did? He put a tariff on Mexico, 5% tariff of a threat. If you don't stop this influx, I will tariff you in the automobile industry, avocado and beer. And immediately it got stopped. Magically, I got the magic stick. He put it right there, and it got stopped. Stay in Mexico policy, which it was not profitable for Mexicans because the problem was over here, but it was profitable for the border of the United States of America. So there needs to be another solution. And also, when the tariff was signed, on the bottom you will see that Donald Trump said, I will help to create a better infrastructure in a prosperous Central America. That was the agreement. So it was $4 billion that he signed. Donald Trump was going to send the $4 billion with a task force to Central America to build a Central America prosper. They were going to build infrastructure. He was going to send a task force for infrastructure. If he was going to build security, he was going to send a task force for security. If he was going to build more jobs or tourists, he was going to send a task force for tourists. He was not going to give up the money as Joe Biden is going to do, that is going to give it to nonprofit organizations, which the nonprofits are not going to help the country to get better. What they are going to help is for this to continue and the fluency to continue. So money, it is just a cycle. It is going in and it is going out. It is going in, it is going out. So it's going to be profitable by the 200%, which means that 4 billion, they're going to convert it into 8, and 8 billion, they're going to convert it into 12, and 12 billion, they're going to convert it into 16. And it is going to be like that. It is a profitable cycle, as what Obama did with the mass deportations of Mexicans and Latinos that has been the deporter in chief. Barack Obama was the worst president ever in my eyes and the most racist president that ever existed. He deported more Mexicans and more Latinos in history. This man, he made a profit of deporting people, separating families in the United States, deporting them immediately. And these people did not have nothing to do in Mexico. So they returning into the United States of America. And he created another crime, that is another federal offense, that is illegal re-entry. So if you re-enter the United States of America, you immediately will go to a detention center and serve between 6 years, between 3 to 6 years, or depending on your record. So you will serve between 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. So it was a massive cycle of I deport you, you come back. I deport you, you come. It was a massive cycle of profiting between Barack Obama and the private prisons. That is like the MCC, the GOs, the CCAs, all these private prisons. Massive profit. Whoever knows the federal system knows that the whole federal system, there's a lot of Latinos, irregular entrances in the federal prisons. So this has a lot to do. And I'm just speculating, and I will just speculate this. In the year of 2023 or 2022, you are going to see Joe Biden that is going to be deporting a lot of people. My God. I'm so sure that he's going to be deporting like you don't even imagine, because it's a business. They know how to manage the deportations and the acceptance into the United States of America. They know how to do that. And they created a massive humanitarian business because they use that as where the migrant is their necessity. They're using their necessity in terms into a business. So this is the actual situation which is happening in Tapachula. Now, getting into the other subject, I want to just talk to you guys about what has been happening since 2019 and 2020. I will share little by little so you will get where I'm going to. You see these leftists, Alexandria Ocasio, Rashida Tlaibs, and all these people talking about the American imperialism, right? But they don't talk about the Chinese imperialism. These globalist compacts are to globalize and to everybody be on the same agenda. It was not a globalist, the Paris deal, before it was named the Paris deal, it was the globalist compact of the environment. In 2019, it was going to be done in Scotland, and the one that it was going to lead this globalist compact of the environment was Boris Johnson. It got canceled because of COVID, because it was going to be done between 2019 and 2020, but it got canceled, right? So everybody was going to be on the same agenda to save the planet. Now, for everybody that is watching, and I forgot that, but for everybody that is watching, I have two certifications as an environmental auditor. I have 2 certifications in environmental assessments, and I can audit, and I can give you a result, a correct result on environmental emissions on vehicles. Do we have a problem with emissions around the world and contamination? Yes, we have. It is a reality. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not for the Paris deal. I'm not a leftist. I'm just a citizen. Yes, we have a problem with contamination of emissions of vehicles into the atmosphere. Yes, we do. Also, we have other companies and other industries that they're contaminated a lot. Yes, we do. It's a reality. It's a reality. Yes, it is. We have a lot of contaminants that they are expelling around the globe. One of them is, the ones that we do analysis. It is hydrocarbons, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and hidroxide de carbono. All of those, they're contaminants of your vehicle that expelled into the atmosphere. When you don't do a perfect, automobile checkup, I forgot the word. If you don't take care of your automobile, if you don't take care of, certain particular situations of your car, if you don't do an oil change, if you don't take care of your oxygen sensor, all of these, a lot of things. I don't want to get right into the thing because it's going to take me a whole hour to explain. But all of these are contaminants to the atmosphere. And yes, a lot of people are being really responsible with their automobiles, and they don't do their, automobile inspection. They don't do their automobile inspection. So this overpasses into tune-up. It's maintenance, inspection. Thank you. This overpasses to contaminant, emissions. This is why you got, in the DMV, you got Department of Motor Vehicles. You got, the check, se me fue. You got the maintenance that you do, the smoke check that you do on your car to be passed to get your license plates and all that kind of stuff. This is not occurring only in the United States of America. It is occurring around the globe. It is a reality. Yes. The solution is not to create a Paris deal. No, that is just the globalist solution. The solution is to the automobile and the industry to be more accessible to the citizen so they can provide a better life for their car, a better maintenance for their car, also ultimately a better maintenance to their car. The prices of the car are really high. Lower the prices of the cost of the automobile because your prices are really high, so people cannot get a new car. A lot of cars need to be discontinued because they're over-contaminating the planet. Yes, there is a reality. Yes, it is. You need to study to do that. And ultimately, this overlaps into contaminating the world with excessive emissions of hydrocarbons, carbon monoxide, and carbon dioxide. It is a reality. But what has China have done? China, a lot of people are saying Chinese imperialism, China is going to invade the United States of America. They're going to come in with torpedoes. They're going to come in with tanks. They're going to come in with jets. The United States of America needs to take that idea out of their heads. China, what they do, they invest and they inflate your economy. They go and sell you the cheap product, and they sell you that cheap product. If this cable right here in the United States of America, it is $1, China will sell it to you on 10 cents, and you will get addicted to this poor product that when they pull out, your economy is going to depend on this. So they inflate your economy, and the normal typical citizen, American citizen that wants to start a business, an American business over American products, it is not going to be able because they depend on somebody that is the other one that is providing the cheap economy. So you will never be profitable. You will never overcome your master. Your master is going to tell you how much you make. So his economy is growing on a 300 massive percent, and your economy is growing slowly. That's why Barack Obama was letting China take advantage of the United States of America. That's why Donald Trump came in and said, we are on a slow pace. I did a video the other day of telling you that the United States of America, since Barack Obama, it is not even in the Barack Obama administration, when Barack Obama delivered the country to Donald Trump, nobody talked about who were the 10 top capitalist countries of the world. And I will put that screenshot before I leave. The United States of America was a number 12, and it was a number 12 because of their poor spending in government, bills, and also poor fiscal. Number 12. When Donald Trump came in, they jumped into number one. And after COVID, they were on number 6. Now, right now, where are they? They are in number 6. They're centralizing your funds, but the United States of America has an advantage on the world. They're the most profitable on money, on paper. So if there's the most profitable on money on paper, why the United States is still a country that is in number 6? Because they're centralizing your funds. That is a communist, that is a socialist strategy. Centralize your funds that you don't spend on your country. You don't spend money on your American product. You don't spend money on American businesses. You don't spend money on the American people. You spend money on bills. So you start passing bills this, bills that, helping the world, not helping your economy. And you centralize the funds, and you close your country to not accept trade. That is another socialistic agenda. Look what this is. Where am I going with this? I'm going with this. I did this not too long ago. I did this live feed, and it has to do a lot with the statements of Joe Biden today. China in a nutshell, right here, according to the New York Times, China in a nutshell to the U.S. makes a new promise to tackle global warming. Speaking at an online summit of the 5th anniversary of the Paris Climate Agreement, Xi Jinping said that China will reduce its carbon intensity by over 65% by 2030. And by 2065, Xi Jinping promises that he is going to eliminate emissions around his country, around the world, and also ultimately put the example for the world. This has caused a lot of problems with his relations to the OPEC, that is the Organization of Petroleum, with Saudi Arabia. They're not hand in hand right now, China. Also, ultimately, China is with Russia, and Russia is not having also conversations with the OPEC because they want ultimately to destroy or to collapse the automobile industry that depends on gasoline and petroleum. So this right here, you see this article. Look what it says right here. Xi Jinping trying to reduce the intensity of carbon by 65% by 2030. This is another one, according to BBC News on the 22nd of September of 2020. It says climate change. China aims for carbon neutrality by 2060. What I just told you. And it says China will aim at hit peak emissions before 2030. And for carbon neutrality by 2060, President Xi Jinping announced. This is another one that, these kind of newspapers, they're spreading and they're telling you COVID-19 appears to be giving the earth to heal. Why? Because they're giving you the idea that the industry has been closed and everybody's secluded and people are not going out, and the industry has been, the automobile industry is not circulating around the world that too much because of COVID. So this kind of ridiculous statements tells you that because of contaminants, COVID has helped in a way to people to understand that we are damaging the world over contaminating it. Not only that, you go to another article right here, and it says right here that China is investing $2,300 million on lithium on Bolivia. These leftist liberals, they are not talking about Chinese imperialism. Why China is investing $2,300 million in dollars in lithium in Bolivia? Because they're extracting the country that has more lithium in the world. That is Bolivia. Bolivia has the biggest supply of lithium. Lithium is going to be the new gold of the world. That is the electrical car automobile industry. This is the planification to change the automobile industry. Remember that the automobile industry is the industry that is more lucrative in the world. China has sold 22.5 million automobiles in 2019, and it was the number one. And on number 5 and number 2 is the United States of America with 11.5 millions. So this right here, this that I'm telling you right here, that they are extracting lithium right now. They're extracting lithium. Not only China's extracting lithium to start using it to build, batteries for electrical cars. They're extracting lithium right now in Bolivia, in Ecuador, and also in Mexico. That Mexico has the biggest supply next to Bolivia in Sonora, that is the border to Arizona. They have property already bought in Texas. And right now they are, señoras y señores, ladies and gentlemen, they are in Nevada investing right now in one of the biggest supplies of lithium in Nevada. I'm not saying it. It has already been comparable. This right here is another article that says China, the war of energy. This was released on the 17th of January of 2021. The war of energy and the investment on India has grown 12% in the last 3 years. And it says right here that China has been more intelligent, and China has invested energy on a 7% more than the United States of America and 70% more than Europe. China, it is investing. They know what they're doing. China knows that the emissions and the gasoline and petroleum, they're trying to collapse that so they can change it into an electrical automobile industry. Everything is going to be electrical. It is all about, the new change of the Paris deal. Check out the Paris deal, what it says, and it will tell you what they're doing. Now, this is another article right here that says lithium is the new petroleum of Mexico. One of the biggest supplies in the world. It is in Sonora, and they're exploring it right now, China and Canadian. And the Canadian companies are directed by who? By China. This article was released on the 12th of December of 2019. This has been happening for the past time. Now, where am I going with this? I'm going with this, that I just told you when I started this video. I told you that Joe Biden is submitted to what the Chinese government, the political Communist Party of China, is saying. This was just announced today. Biden, it says right here, 10 hours ago, Biden to announce that he wants half of all new vehicles at zero emissions by 2030. Yes, Xi Jinping. Yes, Xi Jinping. Whatever you say, Xi Jinping. Yes, master, yes. I shall kneel to you, Xi Jinping. Yes, Xi Jinping, whatever you say, Xi Jinping. Yes, I will give you everything, master. Yes, Xi Jinping. This is the number one reason why the Chinese government was in cahoots in some places with the United States government. And the Biden administration came out, Joe Biden today, and said today that Biden is to announce that he wants half, and this is the report. President Biden will sign an executive order. Let me pause right here. President Biden will sign an executive order. Let me take away the volume. On Thursday, calling for half of all U.S. car sales to be zero emission vehicles by 2030. Doesn't it remind you what I just told you about China, that what they're trying to do? Doesn't it remind you what China is trying to do and what China started doing? Now the United States is doing exactly the same thing. And exactly the same thing. Why? Because everybody is going to be part of this Paris deal, new international and one world economy. If you are not joining the Paris deal, you are not part of this international one world economy. If you want to be part of the Paris deal and the one world economy, you got to follow what the Paris deal says, and every country has to agree with. And also, the Paris deal is with the World Health Organization, so they're going to tell your personnel and your workers to be vaccinated. And if you want to work, you have to be in this distance. You got to make this. You're going to make this amount of money. This is how many hours you're going to work. This is ha la li li lu la. So this is the statement from Joe Biden. Let's go and see a little bit more. And it says right here that he just signed an executive order. And it says right here, officials said the order is part of Biden's broader Build Back Better initiative and will booster the infrastructure, save consumers money, and tackle climate crisis. It is not a crisis, brother. And it says the standards will apply not only to light-duty vehicles like cars, SUV, pickups, trucks, but will also be changed into electrical cars, established for medium and heavy-duty vehicles. But not to the trade. You don't want to affect the trade. And also says, here's where the CDC says travelers, the CDC. What did I just told you? Hijos de la chingona. Ay, cabrón. This is what I just told you. The Paris deal goes hand in hand. Let me just remove this right here on the bottom. Where is it? The Paris deal goes hand in hand with what the World Health Organization is saying. These are all globalist agendas. Look what it says right here. It says, here's where the CDC says that travelers should avoid regardless of vaccination status. So if you want to be part of this Paris deal, you also have to follow CDC guidelines because you're not vaccinated. So you can't be part of the Paris deal. Look what it says right here also of this new bill. It says right here that the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention updated its list of COVID-19 travel recommendations by destination. The CDC added places such as Greece, Ireland, the U.S., Virgin Islands, Iran, Libya, and St. Martin, level 4, making areas with the highest level of coronavirus risk. Also, they add, avoid travel to these destinations. If you must travel to these destinations, make sure you are fully vaccinated before you travel. Spirit Airlines cancels hundreds of flights during a 4th day of travel, and it goes. And also say thousands of passengers remain stranded on Wednesday, and Spirit Airlines enter its 4th day of flight delays of cancellations. They're controlling the transportation now. Remember what I told you about socialism? Do you guys remember what I told you about the 10 steps of socialism? Let me see if I can find it right here, man. Let me see, where is it? Where is it? ¿Dónde está, Oscar? ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde lo pusiste, hombre? ¿Dónde lo pusiste? Let me just go right here. I think that I'm just, where is it? Where is it? ¿Dónde estás? No, right here. Oh, yeah, right here. So I'm just going to show you this right here, right now. I'm going to do it again for people to understand how the United States economy is being controlled and how the United States economy, they're being lied. They're lying to you. Of course, they're lying to you because they're telling you the United States economy is the most capitalist country of the world. Now, let me just go right here to the stats. And let me just show you this. This is how the country was delivered to you guys on 2016. This is how the country was delivered to you guys on 2016. All right? It says right there that the 10 most capitalist countries of the world are Hong Kong, Singapore, New Zealand, Switzerland, Australia, Ireland, United Kingdom, Canada, United Arab Emirates, Taiwan. And on the bottom says the United States ranks number 12, and its weakest points are its massive government spending and poor fiscal. You said right here, and I am going to signalize right here, the 10 points. Where is it? No, I'm lost. Right there. Okay, we're going right here. So this is the bills. Now, this is how I'm going little by little, step by step. This is how the country was delivered. Donald Trump, when he came in, he cranked the country, according to the part of Guide of Economics, he cranked the country into number 1. According to the nominal GDP of trillions, he put it on number 1 with 21.43. And the GDP, 65,298. This is, let me look the other one. I think I have it. No. This is how the country was left. And right now, the United States of America is in number 6. Now, let me go back a little bit and show you why am I talking about the centralization of the funds, the centralization of the money, the 10 points of socialist manifesto of according to Karl Marx. I just told you the control of communication and control of transport. This right here, if you go right here to the 10 points and Google me, fact check me, do whatever the hell you want, leftists, but you know that this is true. Point number 6 right here, dice, and I will say it in Spanish, and then I will say it in English. Centralización de los medios de comunicación y transporte. That it says centralization of communication, media, and transport. Now they're censoring every single one of us. They're taking away your freedom of speech, my freedom of speech in Mexico. Not only that, they're controlling the transportation. You just seen it right now. As I was putting it on screen, how they're controlling the traveling, how they're controlling where you're going to travel, where are you don't going to travel, and if you have your vaccination card. Ultimately, this is going to be a requirement for you to go into cafes, into movie theaters, into everything. As this specifically subject, it is exactly the same thing that is happening on the protests in Australia. It's happening protests in the UK. There are protests also in France. They're protesting all over the world against this enforcement. Why? Because this enforcement, it is part of these 10 steps of socialism. Of the first step to become to achieve communism, you got to first achieve the first phase, that is socialism. And socialism has these 10 steps. Out of these 10 steps, I will tell you which ones in the United States have been enforced. Number 2, number 1 has not been enforced. That is abolition of private property. Has not happened. Number 2, it is happening, and it is happening strongly. It says progressive income tax. It is happening right now in the United States of America, and it is going to increase because the centralization of the funds of the United States of America is not on spending on the American people. It's on spending on programs. So they're passing all these bills every minute, passing bills. You go to another one that is practically going to happen, and it is already slowly happening into the United States of America and also in our country of Mexico. I will say which ones they are related between our country of Mexico. Our country of Mexico is more advanced than you on these kind of 10 steps. But it says right here on the number 4, it says confiscation of private property to migrants. This is not migrants that people are migrating. These are the investments, the international trade. Nobody is trading right now with the United States of America in terms to creating a better economy, and international trade with their capitalist businesses of the United States of America, that they are not Walmart, because Walmart is the only one of the only places that they never closed when it was COVID. And all these enterprises that they are controlled by, the elite, the globalists, right? So they are practically, confiscating the international trade. The centralization of the credit, it is another thing that is happening to you guys. And it is happening strongly. There's only investing on what they say, what Nancy Pelosi say, what the Congress and the Senate says. They are the ones that say, what are we going to spend? The hell with the people. We the people does not exist anymore, because you heard it from the president of the United States of America that said we the people is we the government and then the people. He said it that. I didn't say it. He said it. Another one that is going to happen, and it is eventually one of the ones that it was pushing this and has already happened in Canada, is that free education, and it is combined with industrial production. Why I'm saying this, free education in Canada, everybody's thinking that education in Canada is for free and healthcare is for free, but they have a lot of kids programs, child programs, and not family programs. Who pays for those programs? The taxpayer, Canadian people. So they're free? They're not free. And it's exactly what is going to happen right here in the United States of America when they're creating all these programs. Oh my God, it sounds so beautiful. It sounds so good. Oh my God, they're going to help, and they're going to create football fields and all this kind of stuff. Darth is, oh my God, like Joe Biden is the best president ever. So all of that, you guys are going to be like, oh yeah, all these footballs. They're like, who's going to pay for that, man? Where are we going to get all that money for that? Out of your tax. Oh, no, we're going to invest and we're going to create jobs with the Paris deal. Yeah, a globalist industry with other countries to share the same ideologies and the same growth. So you're going to build a one social class, a one socialist capitalist society. Like you say in the United States of America now, these leftists and all these Alexandria Ocasio say capitalist society, capitalist socialistic economy. It is not capitalism itself. It's capitalist and socialistic, capitalist society. They're combining the two. It's amazing what they're doing. So I wanted to say this to you guys because this is exactly what is happening right now in the United States of America. Ultimately, you have now the collapse of your border that is collapsing little by little. The border of Texas, it is collapsing like you don't even imagine. It is just unbelievable what is happening over there. That by the thousands they're going in. Thousands. I'm not saying hundreds. Thousands. By the thousands are going in. Nobody's controlling the COVID spread on the borders. Not caring for the border, not even caring for the agents of Mexico, that they are the Institute National of Immigration agents, of Border Patrol agents in Mexico, not even caring for the Border Patrol agents in the United States of America and their families, not even caring about the citizens that they're all over the place. Holy cow. All of this, people, happening under our eyes. And I just wanted to bring this topic up again. I will bring it again for the last time to bring it on the screen. How this man has become basically, he has become this man right here that says Biden to announce he wants half of all new vehicles at zero emissions by 2030. He has become the worker for the Chinese imperialistic political communist party. Joe Biden, he is an employee of the New World Order. As I have said it before multiple times, he's a puppet. As Nancy Pelosi is a puppet, as even Barack Obama is a puppet. Who knows who's running the show? The elite. Where's George Soros, by the way? Has anybody seen that guy? I want to ask something. Has anybody asked the Pope Francis to talk about what is happening in Cuba? And he's a Latino. Was born in Argentina. Has he talked about what is going on in Cuba? Pope Francis, when he shook Fidel Castro's hand? Yeah, you're my man. Has he given him any statements of what is happening, the people rising against the dictatorship in Cuba? No. ¿Por qué? Why? Pope is a globalist. Has he given him any statements on this? Oh, no, but wait. Not that far away from 2021, from this year. The Pope is going to come out and give a statement on the globalist compact of education. And that, people, is going to revolution your kids indoctrinated in schools. Oh, my God, Oscar Blue is creating hysteria at the border. So QAnon here. Conspiracy theorists. Conspiracy theories, ahí te van. How's everybody doing? 53 minutes into this live feed. 12:27 in the evening over here, Pacific time over here in our city of Tijuana, beautiful city of Tijuana, the most visited border in the world. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News. Good evening to everybody. Thank you so much. Buy me a coffee is on top of the link. If you guys like to contribute to our independent reporting, buy me a coffee is on top of the link. And thank you so much. God bless. Follow me at Facebook, YouTube, our other channel at YouTube, Oscar Blue Independent Media. Finishing this live feed, I'm about to go to that YouTube, and I will do a live feed on that YouTube. I need to connect the dots, and go live at that YouTube. And I am just going to talk to you guys, and it's going to be a Q&A for everybody that is on subscribe to that YouTube. I will do a Q&A, a little Q&A, a 30-minute Q&A over there in that Oscar L. Blue new independent new YouTube channel. So it's the way that you put the search bar is OEB Independent Media. So if you guys want to go and do a Q&A over there, go and join me right now. I will do, as soon as I finish this live feed, I will go over there and try to do a live feed for you guys so we can get more subscribers into that channel. Also, you can follow me at Telegram. It's Oscar Blue. Instagram. Instagram took my Instagram, so I don't have Instagram right now. But you can follow me at Telegram, Twitter, Getter. You can follow me there. Also, follow Border Network News. You can follow Border Network News at Facebook, Instagram, and Telegram. So, thank you so much for joining in. God bless you all. Viva México y por siempre México. Liberen a Cuba y liberen a Venezuela de la dictadura comunista. Free Cuba and free Venezuela from the communist dictatorship. God bless you all. God bless the United States of America. And like we always say, people, peace and love. Because always your country's first. God bless.
Y ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days and it's been weeks, and here. Good thing, Sarah, this canyon right here.
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone just how wide open it is. It's incredible.
A couple of questions. So. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening? Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the best, basically fight for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.